In our neighborhoods, as we walk, drive, or bus, we see lots of foreclosed homes. These homes, which used to house families, are now open to crime. The families who used to live in them are forced into an unstable position of renting or even can become homeless, which may have a negative effect on their future and their futures of their communities.
There are a couple of things that led to the surge in foreclosures in recent years. One thing is deregulation. The federal government backed away from effectively regulating banks and instead took this, what should be a fundamental right and a secure right of housing and shelter for people, and placed that housing market on the shifting sands of a casino economy. Definitely Frogtown, Summit University, East St. Paul were highly impacted, along with the north side of Minneapolis. Another factor that led to a surge in foreclosures is related to this was steering, right? So Wells Fargo just entered into a settlement with the U.S. Department of Justice where they're going to pay over $175 million to African American and Hispanic homeowners across the country who were steered into loans that were more expensive than what they should have qualified for, and were also given subprime loans that are sometimes adjustable rate mortgages or with a prepayment penalty with abusive features, even if the borrower could have qualified for a regular loan that wouldn't have been as expensive or risky.
So we learned from Dave Snyder that deregulation of banks by the U.S. government in the early 80s gave banks the freedom to steer people toward riskier mortgage loans. This paved the way for an increase in foreclosures, which research shows happen more often in communities of color.
A lot of people think the victims are to blame for losing their homes, so we went out to talk to them to get the real story, and here's what they said.
My name is Shadina. I am a mother of 4, and I also have a wonderful husband. 4 years since May of 2008. April of 2012. Devastated, scared. This is my home. We are a very family-oriented household. We do lots of things. We have barbecues. We have Thanksgiving dinner here. We have Christmas dinner here. If anybody needs a place just to sleep, they're always welcome to come here. They have a hard time returning your calls or answering questions, being respectful to you, and as you're trying to find out more of what and how you can do anything to save your home. Don't give up. Hold on. It's your home.
After a valiant fight of 6 years, lost my house a year ago in this past June, and just last month found out that the house had actually, after sitting for a year plus empty, had sold for $40,000, and even as they were kicking us to the curb, they continued to request $335,000. Never felt like I was stupid. I've certainly thought about who I will trust in the future, since that was also a big part of it. Someone that I did trust, whose children I, had been in my program at the Minneapolis YWCA, etc. But there wasn't any way that I was not going to tell my story and be involved in a very, very public fight.
Despite the current foreclosure crisis and the tough situation that homeowners face, the future isn't entirely bleak. Thanks to the effort of various organizations like Occupy Homes Minnesota and Jewish Community Action, at-risk homeowners have a chance to fight back against the banks and save their homes.
What we're about to do today is go do some targeted door knocking. So we get a list of folks that have a sheriff sale coming up, which that means that their home, they've fallen behind on the mortgage, the monthly mortgage payments, and the bank is moving to sell their house. A couple have already been torn down. This greenhouse here has was vacant for a long time, and it looks like now they actually got a building permit, so maybe someone's rehabbing it, but it had been vacant for a very long time. And this is kind of just step one of the process. So like Maggie was saying, we aim to continue these relationships and stay working with the homeowners, supporting them in any ways we can.
The constituent's home was sold at auction in March 2012. The constituent only owed about $20,000 on the mortgage and did not know that her home was going to be sold because she had been working with the bank and believed that they were coming to a solution pending a payout on her disability payment. She was willing to cash out her retirement to save the home. Anyway, we wrote letters, we did what we could to help, others did too. We're not a solo act, we like working together with other people. But the net result is after our letter asking for a rescission and the help of others, the constituent was offered an opportunity to get the home back, and she's made payments and now owns her home outright.
As you saw, the Commerce Department, the Commerce Commissioner regulates and oversees a wide swath of Minnesota's economy. And we put at the very top of what we do consumer protection.
Overall, the economy in St. Paul, Minnesota has gone through a very tough time in the last few years. We all know that.
Many of you who are out there working hard every day, you're getting money in, but those predatory lenders and other folks can't wait to get their hands on your money and take it.
This has been a terrific forum. I sponsored it and worked with Congressman Ellison. We wanted to have a forum on foreclosure and predatory lending issues, to hear stories, to tell people we're available to help and assist them, and what we're working on in order to help people in difficult times.
Anybody who tells you that our economy is going to be better if people in the industry have fewer rules to go by and fewer taxes to pay is basically telling you that they're willing to allow you to be the victim of all that, and will cause societal harm to our whole economy.
I really want people to be financially literate, meaning understand your finances, understanding banking. You really need to know why you're asking for the loan, what you're using it for, and to make sure that it's fair.
I think especially in older generations, my generation and older generations, we don't have enough contact with each other across the racial divisions. Those attitudes work themselves into all these arenas of life. And if we're going to challenge them, not only do we need better policies and better regulations for banks, for governments, for businesses, we also need to be able to bring people together when they're young to overcome just those basic attitudes.
From this project, we learned about the importance of financial literacy when making important financial decisions, and the power people have when they work together to change their future.